Alright, so before I start this video, definitely keep in mind that this will have a bunch of spoilers, so yeah, you've been warned. Alright, so let's get started with the video. Okay, so I just watched the latest episode of Sword Art Online Alicization, and wow, is it crazy. Not in a bad way, but actually in a good way. Now, I've always appreciated Sword Art for what it is, so when I got into Alicization, I was going in with already great excitement. While Sword Art does not hold the best reputation throughout its series, it does get hate on way more than it deserves. With some blunders in a season or two, it seemed a bit much for the anime community to tear it down so much. However, today's video will be exploring the positive, or rather even the philosophical natures of this series. So far, the way Alicization has been presented, I was just left impressed with what went about. The technology of virtual gaming had reached such an invigorating sensation to us viewers, and I couldn't help but imagine how our own future technological advancements will develop. However, as of recording, I've watched episode 6 of Alicization, but it is just mind-blowing for me. The fact that Alice has been introduced into the human world is just a huge leap that, while realistic, it exceeds what I could perceive in terms of how humans might react. You see, in our world, we have people like Elon Musk and Stephen Hawking warning us about artificial intelligence, and yet with how the story of SAO has progressed, particularly episode 46, those of us who have actually watched it can be challenged by the ethical and philosophical convictions of AI technology. You see, while Alice has been downloaded onto a robot, she is different and superior to ordinary AI. If you haven't seen the series, I wouldn't go into full explanation of this as it would be more confusing than helpful. The anime does a really good job of explaining the concept, but the development of the phenomena known as fluctlights to replicate the capabilities of the human brain in an artificial being is just wonderfully executed. Due to Alice's human equivalent intelligence and reasoning, I can only imagine what is running through her mind. It must be overwhelming. I mean, can you imagine being transferred from our current world to a world of our potential creators who are technically godlike? It's just incomprehensible. However, that's the beauty of this phenomena. It really delves into the philosophical aspects of our existence, as we ourselves cannot picture the existence of creators. Well, at least the majority of us, that is. But the thing is this, Alice herself and her world all lived under the belief that they were who they were, without considering once that they had creators, until they were actually told. Sure, our physicists have actually postulated the potential of higher dimensions, such as the 4th or 5th, or even something as high as the 11th dimension, where our current understanding of the world is just worlds inferior to what potentially exists out there. The unknown is scary, and I love the way that SAO actually encapsulates such a realization so realistically that I couldn't even control my goosebumps and shivers. I mean, just think about this for a second. We don't even know what came before the Big Bang, and we have barely scratched the surface of space exploration. Who are we to say that we are the only beings in existence where no other higher order exists, acting as administrators of our world? For all we know, we might be a virtual world in itself. Our laws of physics make sense, but keep in mind that we have so many blanks left unexplained. One of the major studies in physics is string theory, as well as loop quantum theory, which hopes to draw the connection of quantum mechanics to explain general relativity. Now, to keep things simple, filling in the blanks of general relativity means understanding the whole universe. Now, kudos to SAO for actually questioning such a magnificent notion. I don't think I can stop thinking about such a potential. I love the scene when the reporter was actually questioning Alice's brain and how she could actually open it up to show the spectators to prove her trustworthiness, but she just responds by asking the reporter to open up his own brain to prove that he is indeed human. And you know, obviously as a human, if you cut open your brain, I mean, you're pretty much dead. But in this case, it really is a good rebuttal or a good comeback. This is where we transition into the whole ethical state of things. Can we really let such man-made creations run freely in our world? But again, Alice reboots this query by asking how we, as humans, might respond when a potential higher being who claims to be our creators subjugate us to slavery or cheap labor. This is a wonderful challenge on our ethical perception of the world, and it expands this much further by presenting a hypothetical via the series of SAO itself. There are those that fear AI taking over our real world, whereas some of us openly embrace this future. The singularity. The moment at which AI surpasses human intelligence and reigns supreme over our understanding. It's truly frightening. My own personal take on this is that I would not want to be downloaded into a robot from a higher realm where my creators reside only to be subjected to cheap labor for their world. I am human in this world and I deserve to be treated as a human being in any other world. Who are they, our creators, to treat us like second-rate beings who don't deserve human rights? No. Putting that into perspective, I am not going to agree with the fact that our engineers and programmers intend to put the AI they create into cheap labor. I believe that AI, or rather these fluctlight beings, can coexist with us one day where we can actually receive equal human rights as pretty much all of us. Where they receive equal human rights as we have. Given the difference between Alice and any other AI is that fluctlight beings require some time to actually grow like we do. They will develop their own thought and they do not deserve to be treated as an inferior class to us. With what I've said so far, I hope this video doesn't get taken down, as I would like to hear from all of you on the topic of this video. Do you agree? What did you think about the latest episode of SAO Alicization? What a wonder we are all actually experiencing right now. If you've made it this far into the video, comment down Alice to let me know. Before we leave, give this video a like, and if you enjoyed it, please share it with as many people as you can. Of course, don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. Until the next video, I hope you all have a great day. This is Enigma, signing out.